Have you ever noticed that when you go out to eat, healthy food just seems more exciting? It seems better. Maybe you order some type of bowl or even a salad, a healthy option, and it has these amazing flavors and extra things added to it. And you think, why can't I eat a salad or a bowl like this at home? The interesting thing is, restaurants aren't necessarily using magical ingredients. Yes, sometimes they do use more fat, sugar, and salt, but they're really good at layering different flavors and putting different items on it to make it tasty. So recently, my husband and I went to Costco. Usually just he goes. It's one of my least favorite places to go. But we went together and I picked out a few new things from there. And of course, they're Costco, so they're giant size. But it made my salads and like my everyday things taste so much better. So today I'm going to be sharing some of these practical ideas with you, how to enjoy healthy meals and to help you look forward to eating something healthy at home. And before we jump into today, I just want to share one thing I'm always telling clients about is that healthy living is really built on small, consistent habits and not perfection. And one of the habits that I like to do is have my Organifi green juice in the morning. It's quick, it's easy, it's a way for me to get these greens in and a dose of ashwagandha. And it's a clinical dose of ashwagandha, so I don't have to take another supplement. And it's a great adaptogen herb to help balance the stress in our bodies and our minds. So even on busy days, it's a really easy way for me to start my day in a healthy way. If you would like to try it, use the code HEALTHY20 and there's a link down below so you can get started. And my favorite flavor is the apple green crisp. Hey friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 podcast. I'm Michele, mom of 4, military wife, personal trainer, and life coach with my doctorate in physical therapy. Over the years, I've learned that getting healthy is about so much more than food and exercise. It's about the habits we build, the way we think, and the choices we make every day. This podcast is for women who are ready to stop starting over and create changes that actually last. Together, we'll explore how to build healthy habits, strengthen our mindset, and become the woman we want to be. We'll talk about everything from sustainable weight loss and strength training to emotional health, confidence, boundaries, and living a more intentional life. No magic pill here, just practical tools and encouragement to help you create lasting change. So lace up those shoes and let's get moving. So as we start today, I want you to have this mindset. Healthy foods can be enjoyable. Sometimes we think that we have to be eating fried food or pizzas or hamburgers and french fries and all these things for food to be good. But healthy food is enjoyable too. And sometimes we get stuck in ruts where we're just eating plain food, like plain chicken, rice, broccoli, and we repeat it and we get bored. But then when we can go out to a restaurant and they have it sort of spiced up a different way. So when I was at Costco recently with my husband, some of the things that I found at Costco, and you could get at any grocery store, is pickled red onions. So when I get a salad at Panera, it has pickled red onions. And we have a place called Cava that's like Mediterranean bowls, and I get it on. And they just add so much flavor. Now, pickled red onions do have a little bit of sugar in them, but it's not like I'm eating a big portion of them, but it really gives a good flavor to the salad or bowl or whatever you're eating. Another thing that I got was sun-dried tomatoes because these are really good. It really gives like a pop of flavor. And if you go out to eat or you're having pasta or something, you might notice that they put these in them. So I've had it on salads. We also made a pasta. I used chickpea pasta, and then I put the sun-dried tomatoes, and then I also roasted a bunch of vegetables. So I was having pasta, but it really wasn't a ton of pasta because I had the vegetables and, a little sun-dried tomatoes and a little feta cheese, and it was good. And sun-dried tomatoes you can also add to salads or bowls and lots of things. And something that I've been doing, but is having fresh herbs. And we actually have a little hydroponics thing in our house where I can grow basil and rosemary. And Or you can grow herbs outside, and what you can do is they can dry. So when the herb is done growing, you let them dry out, and then you can bring those herbs in. But of course you can use, that's how we get dried herbs. But you can buy dried herbs or fresh herbs. But they really add a good flavor to salads again, or bowls. We know that salads can be really healthy and is mostly vegetables and proteins and some healthy fats depending what we add. So the herbs can give it a different flavor. Another herb I really like is dill. So I might like throw that in my salad. And again, like I described, the roasted vegetables. You can get different vegetables. You can put different herbs on them. And I definitely like the vegetables roasted in the oven, or if you have an air fryer, they can taste very nice and crisp in there too. Another thing I got from Costco was freeze-dried mangoes to just add little pieces of it to my salad. And it was just a really nice way to have a different flavor, because I love mangoes, but they take me way too long to cut up. So this was a nice way to have those. One other thing I got from Costco was dates. I haven't had dates in a while. I used to make like these date almond balls, because dates are going to be high in sugar, but they're also higher in fiber. So we don't want to necessarily eat a ton of them. But they can add a nice natural sweetener to things. And the other thing, so we typically do have pizza night at our house on a Friday, and we had bought crust, and then we added the toppings. And on my pizza, I added some of those dates. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they do this at fancy restaurants for pizza, and some of the sun-dried tomatoes and the fresh herbs. And we had a little bit of leftover sausage, and it was so good. And again, with something like pizza, so I'm in a phase where I just want to maintain my weight, is I have vegetables first before we eat something like pizza. And I stick to usually like 2 pieces of pizza, and they're smaller pieces. They're not big pieces. So it's from a small crust. So I don't overdo it, and I can still enjoy that. And I look at my day as a whole. Okay, so those are some of the different things I got at Costco. So maybe one of those will sound yummy to you, or maybe there's something else you've had at a restaurant that you can add to your food. The other thing I want to talk about is a sauce. So I like sometimes where we go and I'll get shrimp tacos, and like there's like a sauce they put over the tacos. So I sort of Googled one, and I found one where you can do a mayo, a lemon juice, and you just add chipotle pepper seasoning. And it tastes really good. So we've done this when we've had fish tacos, or when I make salmon, it adds a nice little like sauce and flavoring over the salmon. But right, instead of just having plain salmon or plain fish tacos, it just really makes it taste a little bit better. And you can make these sauces in healthy ways. And I also want to mention that we have to sort of retrain our taste buds if we are used to eating processed food or eating out all the time. Because a lot of the processed foods have a lot of sugar, a lot of unhealthy fats, artificial flavors, salt, and that's not what healthy food is. But over time, your taste buds can start to adapt. So, right, if you're used to those French fries, you can start to enjoy roasted vegetables. I know I do. But right, if we've been eating processed food, we may not enjoy those roasted vegetables yet. And we have to keep that growth mindset in mind and add that yet. And we can try things by adding different fresh herbs or combinations together. And I'm a really simple person when it comes to meals. So I'm not talking about making complicated meals, right? My things from Costco, none of that was hard. I just add pickled red onions to something. I just add the sun-dried tomatoes. For the most part, it's all easy, and we can keep it easy, but still have enjoyment of our food. So I want you to think like a restaurant. Think of what you enjoy when you go out to eat, especially if it's a healthier option. Like maybe you've had a salad somewhere that you really enjoyed. Like, what did they do on that? Or have you got like certain vegetables on the side that were really good? Like with vegetables, like, do you like roasted vegetables versus steamed vegetables? I know for me, I do not really like steamed carrots, but I can eat carrots raw, or I can eat them in the air fryer or roasted in the oven. So, right, you might have a certain way that you like a food or vegetable better. Now, I want to shift gears just a little bit, because I love sharing practical tips like this today to get your wheel spinning and help you think about something practical. I love recipes, finding healthier swaps, and really making food taste amazing. But what I've learned after coaching women for years is that recipes alone don't create lasting change. And it's not the missing piece for most of us. Most women already know a lot about healthy eating, about vegetables are healthy, protein's important, exercise matters. But the struggle isn't usually the information. It's what happens after dinner. It's when you're bored, when you're stressed. What do you do when everyone else is eating dessert and you're not hungry? When you keep eating food just because it tastes good, but you know you shouldn't have any more. When you've had a hard day and you just want something comforting. And this is where coaching makes a difference, because we have to start to work on the habits, the emotions, the mindset, the patterns that are keeping you stuck. And those are the things that finally help you from starting over again. So if you feel like you're really struggling to stay consistent, that you're stuck and that you could use some support, I'd love to help. I encourage you to set up a free coaching call with me. We'll talk about your goals, what's been getting in the way, what your next steps might look like, and together we'll create a plan that fits your life so you can stop starting over and finally build those healthy habits. So just check the link down below where you can grab the link for that free coaching call. It is a no pressure call. So I would love to chat with you and to get to know you. All right, so here is your challenge for this week, friends. I want you to just buy one ingredient. Maybe that's the pickled onions, fresh basil, a new seasoning. Maybe you're going to make a new sauce. Maybe it's some of that freeze-dried fruit. Whatever it is, I want you to think of one thing that you're going to do to make something healthy you make at home more appetizing and more appealing. And if you're part of my Facebook group, Healthy Beyond 40, head to that Facebook group and share what it is so we can all inspire each other. All right, friends, I hope that you have a great week.